Hey
Welcome,
everybody,
Explorers.
welcome.
How are you doing today? I'm doing great, thank you.
You're asking me.
Today
we are
is
D&G Explorers.
We are. Today is April 24th, Wednesday, and we have some exciting guests with us today. We are so excited. It is Life with Favor, and we have Robert and Favor. So you guys introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm
Hello.
Favor.
I'm Robert.
Life with Favor. So happy to be here tonight. Thank you guys for inviting us.
Yep. We met D&G on the Norwegian Bliss, and
Yeah, made good friends.
made good friends.
Yes, yes.
We met you. Well, we became familiar with you guys when you were probably around 400 subscribers, and now you guys are pushing 7,000 subscribers.
Wow.
That is amazing. So it's what's been awesome is seeing your growth as a channel, not just with subscribers, but how you guys are doing things, what you guys learned. We've learned a lot from you. We've also asked you a lot of questions. So it's great to see you guys. So one, congratulations, but also we're honored by having you guys come onto our channel for a little bit of a fun chat session. So we are, for who we are, I'm Derick.
We're D&G Explorers, and I'm Greggory.
Some people, I thought I saw his name in the chat earlier, Danny McGlone, or McGlone, I think it's McGlone. He said he had problems with remembering who her name was. So if you get confused, I'm Little Explorer, and this is Big Explorer. So
Okay.
yes,
That's a new one.
yeah. So we are going to do we'll introduce. We won't do a chat check right now, but Greg, kind of welcome who we have because we have a lot of people in here already.
All right, so there's a lot of new names and faces, and then there's a lot of familiar names and faces. So we have Adventures of David and Aaron. We have Ann Jordan, Tom Henry, Nurse Nancy. More Sunshine Please with Jim, and Danny McGlone, Orlando Parks Rover, Dina Cruising Through Life, Ruth Voorhees. Let's see, going through Blanca Aparicio, if I'm saying that right. Sorry if I butchered your name. Peter P. And scrolling through Tabitha, that's all. We have Life with Favor. And let's see.
There's a lot of names. If we're missing them, we are so sorry. Did you say Tina the Cruising Librarian?
Robert from Life with Favor. Huh?
Did you say Tina the Cruising Librarian? She went
Not
with us
yet.
on the she was with us on the
I'm
list.
just going down the list, but welcome. We got Jessica Jr., Amy Craig, George B., Paul Wilgus, Steve's World, Peter P., Tina the Cruising Librarian, Alana Zingano, Jessica Jr., I did say, Rob Fuzz, Heather Young, Jenny H. I don't know if I said Steve's World, Lori in Texas, Mike Woodbury.
Mikey!
Hey, Mike.
About time you joined one of our live shows.
Joanna Ballas, Royal Reviewer, and you said for me to behave myself? Okay.
Just so you guys know, on our video that we did, our vlogs for the Disney Magic, Mike is our best friend that we were celebrating his 50th birthday. That's him, so we like to give him bad time. He's one of our best friends, very best friends.
We got Lori in Texas, Busy Mama Pereno, Adventures Ahead, Jess Pamela, Bob and Ashley, Sherry Awesome Sunsets Travel, Heather Young, RVing to Disney, Dave and Brandy's Excursions, Brian Udding. This is awesome. Amy Rogers. I'm just going through here.
Did you
Alyssa
say the
Stenberg.
Royal Reviewer?
I think so.
He was he's in England. It's 2
wow.
a.m. there, and he had mentioned
Oh my
earlier on the
gosh.
Facebook page that it would be probably a little bit too late. So thank you
Yes.
for joining us. I know it's very late in England, my homeland.
We got Captain Akron 27.
Good job, you said it right.
Amy Craig, thank you. Am I missing anybody? Sorry, I'm just Tanya Gilbert. I'm so sorry. I can't read today. Barb, The Lucky Minute, and I think I went through everybody. If I miss anybody, I'm sorry, but welcome everybody to our show.
Yeah, we have 53 people watching. That is awesome.
Wow.
We can't thank you enough. So we gained a lot of new subscribers today. I know that it's because of Favor and help pushing us, as well as a lot of our other Disney channels that have been pushing us. So thank you so much, guys. That is amazing. So a little bit about us. We are called the Explorers because of many reasons. We like to explore. So we love the parks, from Disney parks to Universal. We like to travel, and we have become addicted to cruising. So we are currently releasing our Norwegian Bliss vlogs, which we're going to be talking about today. So we have what we consider a little bit of the best of both worlds. And our goal is, as a channel, is to bring both those worlds together. So if you're not too sure about what it is about why people are fascinated with Disney, we'll have topics about that. We usually kind of rotate it, 1 week Disney, 1 week cruising. And then if people like from our Disney side who might not be too sure about what to expect on a cruise, we're going to have discussions on that. And right now in this chat, we have both families in here. So awesome to see. This is exactly what we had wanted to do. So thank you guys for joining us so much, and we hope you enjoy the show. And Greg behaves himself, because you never know, he never behaves himself.
Wow.
Poor Greg.
Well, I'm the one that doesn't have actual dilly dilly. Mine is good old fashioned cherry Pepsi, while he has an actual dilly dilly. I'm trying to behave myself. So
we're known for saying dilly dilly. It's not because we like to drink, but it's something a little bit fun that we do. So this is a drink of choice today. It's Guinness Stout. It's smooth and creamy. So when in doubt, Guinness Stout. Pinky's out. So.
Wow. Sandra McKay
Dilly
just
dilly.
came on, so thank you. I think I did say Danny McGlone. That NES Evolution just came on.
How's it going, Josh?
So,
real quick, we're going to do a couple of quick news things. I'm going to surprise Greg, and then we're going to get into this show, so we don't have our fantastic guests here just waiting in the background here, because we will have a great chat, believe me. So, Greg.
Oh my gosh, Jenny H, thank you. So, big elephant in the room, I guess, would be the Avengers Endgame starts, I guess, officially tomorrow for the late showing, whatever you want to call it. Most of them start like at 7 now. And then I guess officially it comes out Friday. So we'll be seeing that on Saturday in 3D at our local IMAX. So that will be pretty cool. That's really the only one that we were able to get seats for. But I think, go out with a big bang, because this is the final installment for Avengers, is what they say anyway. So I hope that everybody enjoys it that's going to see it, and that I heard it's well worth the wait, and that it's going to have a satisfying ending. So don't know anything other than that about this movie, other than our favorite characters are in it from the Avengers.
Exactly.
So
thank you so much, Jenny H, for that super chat. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right. So the big news for us, there's a lot going on, but we're going to make it easy and just
But the
do
Avengers
one.
was the biggest. No.
Okay. So breaking news, Minnie Mouse for the first time ever is wearing pants. Woo! She's wearing pants.
Wow.
So it's to encourage girls to explore maritime careers. So starting really soon, I'm just going to read this. So Disney debuted Captain Minnie Mouse wearing pants and a new set of nautical youth programs that are designed to encourage girls to pursue careers in the cruise business, the company announced on Thursday. Disney characters delight and inspire children around the globe, and Disneyland is counting on the power of the mouse, Minnie Mouse, to spread the message of exploring new horizons, both by land and by sea, the statement said. Captain Minnie Mouse, in a crisp new uniform with smart white trousers or skirt and a bold red jacket emblazoned with captain's insignia, will make the rounds on the Disney ships starting in April. So one of the really cool things is Disney is sponsoring 4 scholarships at the LJM Maritime Academy in the Bahamas for female cadets. The scholarships will include tuition for a 3-year program, one of which is spent aboard a Disney ship. So that's really cool that Disney's doing that. There are some women captains out there now. I believe Carnival recently had one, and there was one that has a brand new ship. So good job. We are predicting that the statues that you see in the atriums of a Disney ship, we wouldn't be surprised if one will have Minnie Mouse.
Yeah. I was just laughing because Danny McGlone said so Minnie is the one who really wears the pants in that family.
That would be true. That would be true. So awesome. Excited about that. And so we're going to also have a celebration of a birthday. Guess whose birthday it is, Greg? On the 21st. Whose was it?
21st of this month?
It's right behind us. It's sitting on the wall behind us.
Oh, the Norwegian Bliss.
The Norwegian Bliss. So we are going to be talking about the Norwegian Bliss. And it turned 21. Sorry, it turned 21. On April 21st, it turned 1 year.
For a new ship, it looks awesome.
Yeah, we sailed on
21.
it December 1st. So it was only like 6 months old. So that's pretty exciting for us to sail on a new ship. But it's really cool that it's a year old already. So that's fascinating. And
Jim said, will her ship be covered in polka dots? That would be hilarious if she had her own ship covered in polka dots.
all right. So, Greg, we have a surprise from one of our great friends, Tom Henry.
What?
So I'm going to have you open this up real quick. This will be the last thing before we get into the show. And Tom Henry was here earlier, but he said it would be past his bedtime. So we'll see if he's up.
Don't know anything about this.
So open this one first. And this kind of fits into what our
Sorry,
topic
everybody.
is. So Tom Henry, thank you so much. This is such an awesome thing for him to do for us.
Oh, wow. That's cool. So it is the Norwegian Bliss ornament.
It is. So
That's really cool.
Tom just came off a Panama cruise. I think it was like 13, 14 days on the Bliss.
Oh, my gosh.
And he gave us this. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And this is the cool thing.
Well,
That's
all
cool.
All of it's very nice.
But this is
If I can
amazing.
get this open. Sorry,
The
don't
show's
mean
going to end.
take everybody's time here.
And it has a knife on it. Here. Use that to cut it off. Oh, the excitement. The excitement. The excitement.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to be fast here.
Maybe I should have prepped this beforehand, so it shouldn't have been so hard.
Probably, but oh wow, that's really nice. So it is a replica statue of the Norwegian Bliss. That is very awesome. I mean,
awesome.
It's like really cool. That's where the go-karts were, and then up here was where the laser tag was. So that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Tom Henry.
Awesome. We can't thank you enough. That is amazing. Thank you so much. So we're going to put that right here in front of the other Bliss there. So very cool. So we're going to do, as we get into the show, we're going to do our very first chat check. So, Greg.
All right. Chat check.
Brought to you by More Sunshine, Please. More Sunshine, Please, where the sun never sets. So More Sunshine, Please is our support channel, and we help each other go through different things, decide what to do, help us just grow our channels. And we're checking the chat to see what's going on now.
Okay. So actually, I'm going to have our guest Favor, if you would like to answer any of the questions that we have on here, or any comments as well.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just want to say thank you to Elliot, Royal Reviewer, for coming in. I appreciate so much you coming and checking out the guys with us. And Nurse Nancy, and so many familiar names. Tabitha, thank you guys so much for coming over.
Yes, it means a lot to us.
It does. It means so much to us. These guys are working really hard, and their channel is a positive, kind place, and we really like that.
Thank you, Favor and Rob.
But we're supposed to be checking the chat.
Well, we could all check it together.
Bob Belt is here. Hello, Bob Belt.
How about
Awesome.
We also had,
Dave and Brandy are here. Yay!
was it Dave and Brandy? Is that who you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We also had Disney World Adventures. Welcome, Chris. Six Hand Spice. I'm not sure if we missed everyone else. So
no, that's a new one. No, we haven't seen that name on here. I think Tasia Travel. And then,
So Tweety's here. Hello, Hillary. Welcome.
did we say Orlando Parks Rover?
I don't know if we did. Welcome, Kevin. And then we also have Tasia Travel. So welcome, Jeremy and Militia. And it's our Georgia Life. We have Linnell here. So
Linnell.
yeah, we have several people who were on the cruise with us on the Bliss cruise. So welcome, everyone. Thank you so much. So if we miss your questions, we do apologize. We'll do our best to answer them as we go along.
They're more just kind of comments and things. So, but thank you, everybody. Sorry, Faye, I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
No worries.
I'm going to hear you guys talk.
You're fine.
All right. So our show today, you guys, is we're going to talk about the top where each of us. So we're going to have 5 combined. So total of 5 on our side, 5 on your side of top 5 reasons what we like best about the Norwegian Bliss. And then we're going to also talk about our favorite Disney ship and the top 5 reasons that we like that ship. You guys are going to talk about your top 5 Carnival ship. Why is that such a tongue twister for me?
You just keep saying top 5 and you're getting everything twisted.
And why you guys like that so much. And then we'll kind of compare the Bliss to the Carnival, and we'll compare the Bliss to the Disney ship. So should be a fun show tonight. Those of you who don't know that much about cruising, you guys should be able to get a lot out of this. So we are looking forward to this.
Craig.
And so we'll have you guys start. We'll trade off. So if you guys maybe want to start with your number 5, and then we'll do our number 5 after it.
For the Bliss?
Yes.
All right. Our number 5 for the Bliss, this is kind of silly, it'll make sense later, is the showers have glass doors.
Those are nice.
Yes, because not all of them, some of them have the curtains. You're right.
Yes.
So the benefits of a glass versus curtains would be what, for those that might not be aware?
So on every Carnival ship, and hopefully the new ones don't have this, they have shower curtains, and the air that comes off of the water forces those shower curtains to get a little personal, and that's not always pleasant. And I especially don't like the shower curtains to touch me. So it's and that's what they do. And the comedians on all of the ships make fun of the
attacking shower curtains.
Yes. So it's like a running joke with Carnival. And it's one thing that we really appreciated on the Bliss is that it had glass showers.
Yes.
And actually they were fully enclosed. So you had a really nice steam shower in there as well.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't like when the curtains like cling on you and stuff, because it's like when you're in a hotel, you know, other people use them too. I mean, I'm sure they clean them, but still, I understand where you're coming from.
So for our number 5, we came up with, it's a brand new ship. It has everything top of the line. The Disney ships we've been on,
all the bells and whistles.
It has all the bells and whistles. They obviously were made like 7 years ago, and in a cruising industry that is years behind. So we thought it was cool about how many USB plugs we had. There was some right by the beds that you could plug into the lamp. The technology where you can touch the screens. By the elevators, there was a touch screens that you could book stuff. There was just a lot of modern conveniences that we were amazed. So all the technology that was on there, that blew us away. So that was our number 5. So what about your number 4?
Okay, our number 4, and this was a tricky list because there were so many great things on the Bliss, but our number 4 was the observation lounge. From the ship model, the snacks, the great views, the fact that it was quiet and comfortable and cool when it was a hot port day, or if you're in Alaska, warm. And you could just sit there all day, and the views were never ending. It had floor to ceiling windows, and there was plenty of space. You know, it's a ship of how many, 3,000 guests?
Oh, more than that.
And there was plenty of room. It never felt crowded or uncomfortable. It was just great. And you could go from all the way forward to basically midship in the observation lounge and just see everything.
It was just stunning.
Yeah.
And I could just sit there and look at that model for an hour. It was just fantastic. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, the ship's model was really, really cool. Very detailed. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Our number 4, Greg, was what?
That was the waterfront. So going outside and just looking out at the ocean, that's my favorite thing to do, even above the ports. I'd rather just be out on the ocean. I could do that all day long. So
Well, when I wasn't familiar with cruising, my image of it was like the old classic ones where they had the promenade deck, and you could walk around and you could sit in a chair, not on the top, but like in the middle of the ship. That's what the waterfront is. We're going on the Escape in about 3 months. That one has one that goes all the way around the ship, from what I understand. On the Bliss, it goes probably about 80% around the ship because the front is blocked off. But it has lounging areas, there's restaurants, there's bars, a lot of quiet areas that the bigger the ship, they need a lot more areas for you to relax in. It was never crowded on the waterfront. And to me, that was a classic touch. And that made the cruising very special. So our number 4 is the waterfront. Real quick before we go number 3, some of the comments that I just noticed. Not quite a chat check, but
well, there was a question I was going to bring up.
Okay, go ahead.
From Adventures of David and Aaron, question for D&G Explorers and Rob and Favor in regards to your next upcoming cruise. What are you looking forward to the most about the cruise and why? I think. Well, for us, really quick, ours is in September. I think being able to hopefully see the changing of the seasons.
It's a Canada cruise.
Yeah, changing of the seasons and different ports. And even being in Canada, which we've never been. So never been in there. We're looking forward to all the new things.
Sailing by the Statue of Liberty, because we're sailing out of the port of New York.
That's an awesome selfie all on its own. And I'm sure it'll be very emotional.
I would imagine. You guys, what is your next cruise and what you're looking forward to it?
Our next cruise is to Alaska in 12 days.
Yes, 12 days.
So we are super excited about that.
Yep.
But you bring up some really great things about sailing out of New York in September. I didn't even think we're doing a cruise later in 2020 out of New York. I didn't think about the season changings in September. That's going to be awesome. Oh, yes. I'm excited for you.
You never know when it goes. It can change at any time, so there's no set time. And that's why we didn't want to go on the Mardi Gras, because we're basically doing that same one this year. We wanted to go south in the Caribbean. But another thing that we're looking forward on the cruise, we're going with my mom. So my mom's joining us. Yes. She'll be in connecting cabins with us. So she really knows how to get down and boogie. No, just kidding. But yeah, we're looking forward to that. So spending some mom and son time.
I don't know if Rob Fez is still on here, so I don't know what he would say to answer that part of the question. But did you?
There's some more. Yeah, Bianca, who was also on our group cruise, she said they were brand new beds and they were great. We also have Mickey's Magic. So welcome. Thanks for joining us. There were some other things on here. They were talking about the curtains and touching them and it being gross.
Jim said use it as a giant washcloth. He said lemon. What do you say? Lemonade. Lemons into lemonade. Hear me out. Use the clinging shower curtain as a giant washcloth. That's just disgusting.
It is.
But it's funny, Jim.
Awesome. All right. So I think we're caught up on there. A lot of people just kind of welcoming and just saying, little comments here and there.
Rob is on here. I'm looking forward to going to see Spain. So that'll be awesome.
So we'll talk about Rob here in a little bit after we get through this Bliss thing. We'll do our creators shout outs and our honorable or channel shout out. So our number 3, guys, we're almost there through the top 5. What is your number 3?
Read that?
Yeah. Oh. Number 3 for you guys on the Bliss.
Our number 3 on the Bliss is
the food. The food was excellent. The main dining room was very good. The local was fantastic, and now all of the local was included. It wasn't an upcharge restaurant. It had like a lot of bar foods and stuff like that, and it was really cool.
Gluten-free fish and chips.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just the food was very good. Q, which is the Texas barbecue restaurant, fantastic. Best food that we had on the ship. Margaritaville was very good. The only restaurant we really didn't care for was Los Lobos, but everything else was fantastic.
We didn't get to have teppanyaki on the Bliss, but we had it on Seaside. And the next time I'm on a Norwegian ship, I'm definitely going. We love teppanyaki. And the buffet.
Yes. We really don't eat much at the buffet because of Favor's food allergies, but I had a couple things there. It was massive. There wasn't very long lines. The pizza was really, really good. And it just never felt crowded.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, the food was our number 3.
The food on the Bliss was amazing. And I think what was so awesome was how big their buffet was. There was a lot of options to choose from all the different types of food. Greg, on the local, which is a 24-hour bar, did you eat the fish and chips there?
I don't think I did. I don't remember having fish and chips there.
Yeah, I know when we go on the Escape,
No, I like to try that.
They don't have the local. It's called O'Sheehan's, and they do have fish and chips. And my mom wants to try those, and we'll also probably try it in Canada to compare it to see if they have it the same as an English-style chip. And I believe where we were looking at, it's haddock, which is typically the one that they use in England. So
we had someone that couldn't find our chat, so I was telling them on Messenger that we're on YouTube live under the same name. So
gotcha.
Hopefully they'll be on.
Our number 3, Greg, was?
It was the it is the go-karts.
The go-karts.
So that was really awesome. I think I had more fun. Well, I did have more fun on the go-karts than I did with the laser tag. So laser tag was okay, but it couldn't compare to the go-karts. Although, in my defense, it wasn't my fault that my cart wasn't working correctly and I held everybody up for I don't know how long. But then we got to go around like more than, I think, the 8 times that we would have only been able to go around. I think I don't know how many they gave us, maybe almost 20 it seemed like. But so you can thank me for that part.
On our last video that we released, it's the daily log, because we did one talking about things to know about the go-karts. But the last one we did, which is part of the daily vlog, the video that's action was filmed by Favor.
Yes,
so
thank you.
Thank you, Favor. We were able to include that in the video of it. So thank you so much for that. So that was our number 3, the go-karts. Number 2.
Well, what did you think about the go-karts?
They were awesome. I was upset you were in my way and I couldn't bump you out of the way.
Oh,
I couldn't do a
okay.
Jeff Gordon against you and hit you in the wall.
I actually did get like hit from behind the car at one point, and
that was me.
I could like feel my head, my whole neck go back. I was like, okay, thanks for the whiplash.
I got in trouble for that.
See, and you're telling me to behave. I think you need to behave.
All right, you guys, you're number 2.
Our number 2 is the color, style, and design of the ship. It's welcoming, it's warm, it's not overly blingy. It was easy to navigate, and there were no bottlenecks. It was just such a beautiful ship.
Mm-hmm.
It felt comfortable. It felt like home. And I really appreciated that. You know, there was none of the like gaudiness. There was none of the, I don't know. It just was really, really, even the open spaces weren't overly lit. There was the appropriate amount of light where it needed to be. It just really was it was absolutely beautiful. It's
starting with thunder, so he was not happy. So
so we have our visitor. Yes.
The thing I liked was the fish on the floor. The fish swam towards the front of the ship in the carpeting. So when you're kind of turned around and not sure, you just kind of go, okay, the fish are swimming towards the front of the ship. And you use that to get your bearings.
And that was very helpful because our cabin was hard to find.
Yes.
I had to think about that for a moment, what you were talking about. And I was like, oh, okay, wait, it's on the carpet. So,
which is helpful actually quite a bit, because it's easy to get twisted around on the ship, especially when you can't see outside of it to know which way you're going.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time for Greg. Another chat check, brought to you by More Sunshine, Please. Where the queen once proclaimed, I can't say it. Where the queen once proclaimed, "Can I have some more sunshine, please?" Boy, I blew that one, didn't I?
You just can't talk today.
I can't talk today. All right. Linnell had to head out. Thank you, Linnell, for joining us. We had Tabitha, that's all, said nice to meet you. So nice to meet you too. Thank you for joining us. And they're asking what your puppy's name is.
This is Little Dog, or Little Man, Little Dog Jack. And the only reason why he's named Little Dog is he is the littlest dog. All the others are well over 120 pounds, and he's 20 pounds.
Mhm.
So I can't always get his name out fast enough because he's a little grumpy. So it's just Little Dog.
Yes.
All right.
Cute dog.
Welcome, Pepper Tree Villa. If we missed anyone, I do apologize about that. Our number 2 was Greg.
Specialty restaurants.
Now we had an argument over that. We didn't have an argument, but we both
we had a smackdown. What are you talking
we
about?
like different. Our favorite restaurants were 2 different ones. So Gregory, your favorite restaurant, especially. So meaning this isn't complimentary. This is something you have to pay additional for. If you have the dining package, you can use it for that. If you don't have it and you want to pay it, you're paying a la carte, where it depends on what you buy for the amount. Greg, what was your favorite?
It was the Ocean Blue. The restaurant Ocean Blue was I thought it was very nice inside. We ate inside. We didn't eat outside. We did try the oyster shooters, which it was like 5.
Was it 5 or 3?
4, I think 4 or 5.
We have to watch the vlog again.
Yeah, it wasn't just 3. I think it was at least 4. But they're about yay big and maybe that wide. But each one had an actual oyster in each one, and there was one that was kind of spicy, one that was more smoother, like easy to drink. One was a little bit more harsh or stronger, and I think there was one more. But that was an appetizer, what they considered an appetizer. So we tried that. And then I think I liked my food a lot better than Derick did. I had a really good fish. I don't remember what it was now. But then
red snapper. You had grilled red snapper.
And you had some kind of pasta, which
I wanted a seafood pasta, and the only one they had spicy sauce in it, and it was very spicy. I wish they had more options. They didn't have like a full lobster. I think they only had lobster crab cake or something like that. So that was a disappointment. It was a beautiful restaurant. Other than that, it was good. I wish if I would have had the red snapper like Greg, it would have been good because it looked really good.
I think it might have been nicer. Well, I mean, it was nice inside, but I think it would have been nicer maybe to eat outside too by the water.
Yeah.
So if we ever do a specialty restaurant like that, even if it's not on the Bliss, but another one, I think I'd want to try to eat outside the next time.
And then to cut time short, my favorite was the teppanyaki. Just the meal, the food was amazing. So good show. We've seen teppanyaki locally. We've seen it at Epcot and Walt Disney World. This was by far the best one.
Yeah.
And the guy who did it was really good.
I don't know what oil they used, but it was really good. Like the calamari. I mean,
yeah, it was good.
It was really, really good.
Welcome, Blaine 2007. We also have some other Joanna Ballas, Joanna Ballas was also on our cruise. So welcome. All right, so that leaves us to number 1, guys. What is your number 1 on the Norwegian Bliss, and what made it so special?
The number 1 is the waterfront. That we spent hours on the waterfront. Just for the same reasons you guys loved it. Comfortable seating, it's shaded, it's breezy, it's quiet. Mm-hmm. There's no music playing. There's nobody. It's just understood on the waterfront that it's a peaceful place, and there's no loudness anywhere.
We just hung out there and talked for hours and hours with friends. And the nice thing is when you go outside, you're like, okay, which side is the sun on? Mm-hmm. I'm going to go sit on the other side because the sun made it kind of warm. Yeah. But, you could just sit out there. And the cool thing about at night is you could kind of see ships off in the distance, and they had the station with the binoculars on it. And we were you could zoom in and look at the ships. We were actually able to put our camera up and view the ships and record video.
Yeah, through the lens. It was pretty cool.
Through the binoculars that were on the waterfront. Just a fantastic spot. Like I said, we spent hours and hours there just hanging out, chatting. It
was very comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah. People would take naps out there.
Mm-hmm. It was amazing. Well, it's interesting because that was our number 4, and your number 4 is our number 1, which Greg was
The observation lounge.
The observation lounge. We were blown away by this. We didn't see it till like the third
Huge
day.
panoramic plate of glass.
So
it's really nice.
We had heard of the observation lounge, but we only thought it was at the very front of the ship. We didn't realize that it went the top or the 20% of the front of the ship.
Yeah.
They had, just like the waterfront, they had a lot of areas that you could sit and relax. They had buffets, and not just one buffet. They had like 3 or 4 buffets that snaked around the different area. They had a piano player. They would do bands at some time, and they had that bar there too. So that was amazing, that area, and that blew us away. I mean, I don't know if other ships are going to copy that going forward from other cruise lines, but that, to us, that was our number one thing on it. So it sounds like overall you guys had an awesome experience on the Bliss, and that was your first Norwegian cruise, right?
Yes, that was our very first Norwegian.
Yep.
That was the same for us too. It was our first non-Disney cruise.
And we were a little nervous of what to expect since we had only sailed Disney before. And after going on that, we were amazed how it was. So we now have 2 cruises booked with NCL. By the time 2021 is done, we'll have 3 on the Disney cruise line, 3 on Norwegian. So we'll be cruising them just as much as we have with Disney. So that's very exciting.
So Rub Fuzz is asking, he said, chat check, how many dogs do you guys have?
4 dogs.
Oh.
No, we have 4 dogs and we have 6 cats.
Oh, wow.
Quite the animal kingdom over here. One channel to check out is Dancer Quest, Brian and Deb, who are on the cruise with us. They pretty much exclusively sail Norwegian and love it.
Yeah, they show a lot of the ship. They just got off of the breakaway. Yeah. We are foster failures. That's why we have so many.
Oh, wow.
They each have little quirks about them, making them not as desirable to be adopted, and so we have them.
Yes.
Sometimes those are the best ones, you know. We see videos about it, and you know, it just breaks your
But they're
heart.
saying basically that they're not getting them where they need to be, so they keep them.
Well,
which is good.
go.
You just got a lot more loving in that house. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't blame you for that.
So, Adventures of David and Aaron said, question for Rob and Favor. You guys have been on more Carnival ships. Everyone we talked to, their favorite ship is the Carnival Breeze. Have you guys sailed on her, and why is the ship so popular? So have you been on the Carnival Breeze?
We actually have been on the Carnival Breeze, and I'll be completely honest with you, it was probably our least favorite Carnival ship.
Wow.
The problem we had was Carnival Freedom was our first Carnival cruise. We had sailed Royal Caribbean first, and then Carnival Freedom. And then when we were on the Breeze, the Freedom was just so much fun and so fantastic of a cruise. We were trying to get the Breeze to live up to the Freedom, and it didn't. Which is just kind of one of those things that, you know, when you have your favorites and other things that are just as nice, supposedly, just aren't your favorites.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, there was nothing wrong with the Breeze. It's very much, I think it was bigger, and we weren't expecting that. And,
but it's not a ton bigger. I mean, it's a little bit bigger. It's not like you went from the Freedom to the Bliss.
Yeah, it just really was not the same for us. And but we're going to be sailing her again and giving her another chance. We're going to sail her twice again, correct?
I think just once.
Just once?
Yeah.
Giving her another chance because she needs to live up to her reputation.
So one of the questions by Paul Wilga says, what was the one thing we disliked about the Bliss? Which is a very good question. What would you guys say that you disliked?
Oh, sorry.
I would say the dining time, how long it took. Kind of in our group was 3 people who were gluten-free, and dining was at least 2 hours.
Yeah, every meal.
Every meal.
Wow.
So breakfast and it's 2 hours, then you have lunch and it's 2 hours, and then you had dinner and it was 2 hours.
Yeah.
So it's like 6 hours of your day is shot just eating. And yes, the food was fantastic. It just took too long.
Yeah. And we're hearing that's not improved yet. That's the case, whether you had food allergies or not.
Yeah.
My complaint was the rooms were smaller. they're beautiful. They were smaller, and we had the room that had the bed right in front of the closet, so it was really cumbersome to get in there. The rooms that have the flip-flop where the couch is in front of the closet, that's no problem, but
No.
it was tight because it's the sliding closet doors again, and you can't access everything. So, but that was it. Everything else, and I can deal with all of that.
Yeah,
That was no big deal.
What would you say?
Well, I was gonna say, I thought they had the pre-dining thing where people tell them their allergies and what they want and
even
everything.
Even our ordering took 2 hours per meal.
So they did all that before they boarded the ship, and it still took 2 hours. Oh wow!
But it took 2 hours for us too, without allergies.
I didn't
Yeah,
notice.
it
I think
took a
the
long
time just
time.
went by.
No, it took a long time. So I would agree with you on that. So what would one thing that you'd say, Greg?
About what I didn't like.
Correct.
Probably the entrance. Because with a Disney cruise, it's it's all magical and everything, and they introduce you. You tell them what you want to say, like the so and so family, or with us, we said D&G Explorers. And then with the Bliss, you're walking in through what looks like
Service quarters.
the backstage corridor area, because it's all metal walling, and then you walk into this casino area. So I think if that was going to be their main entrance, maybe they should have did the walls, with some design or something to make it look more nicer and welcoming and warmer, rather than just metal walls and then, okay, here's the ship, here's all the nice stuff.
Because on the Disney ships, you walk into an atrium that has
it's
a couple
all
of
nice
levels, and then you have the statue like this. The big statue of this would be in the atrium area, so it's a more welcoming thing when you go on. It's more of the oh wow.
I don't think I want the casino right there in my face when I walk in, but I mean, after you get past that and you see the main chandelier and everything, at first I didn't like the chandelier, and then it kind of grew on me after a while, and the main staircase with the blue lighting was awesome.
For me, I would probably say there's probably two things, but the one that sticks to my mind is you have to pay for a lot more. So they always say Disney cruises are more expensive, but with this, it seemed you had to pay for the go-karts, you had to pay for the laser tag. There's a lot more specialty restaurants on there, but you had to pay for a lot of them.
And you had to rush to get booked for all that stuff before it filled up.
That would be part of the second thing is as soon as we got on the ship, we made a beeline for the social to book our go-karts and all that. And that took part of the, not excitement away, but you're like worried, okay, am I going to get the go-karts?
It did kind of take it away.
So those are probably two things for me that I would say I wish it would have been a little bit different.
What was the name of that one special area that it booked up really fast?
I can't think of it.
Not Havana, that's the show.
I can't think of.
Do you guys remember what it was called? It was like a nicer area. It was like a private area and everything. It booked up really fast.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember.
They only had like 100 tickets to, and it was kind of like on Carnival. It's called the Serenity. I don't remember what it's called on Norwegian, but it's like an adults only area, and they only had 100 reservations. And
what's it called? But yeah, and I agree with you about jumping on and booking like that.
Yeah,
that was very stressful, and I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we're halfway point in the show. So at this time, you guys, what we like to do is we like to give shout outs to different channels. So if you guys are creators, please put creators into the line. And those of you who have never seen some of these channels, definitely check them out and subscribe to their channel. There's a lot of good channels that are in here. There's so many to talk about. And what we've started to do is we like to talk about a specific channel and what they've meant to us. So this is the third time we're doing it. For our show tonight, we're going to be discussing Rob Fuzz. So Rob Fuzz does a lot of different stuff from Disney. He does live chats. He does awesome things where he's gone to like trips to Walt Disney World in the past, and he's able to, as he's playing it, talk over it and have a chat with
like
it.
archived footage.
Yeah,
type
which
stuff.
is cool, especially if you're Disney fans and you see what it is today to
You
look
can't
at
see
what
it
it was
anymore.
In the days past. He's actually just came back from a cruise. He was on the
With John
Norwegian
Bon
Blade.
Jovi.
Yep, the Norwegian Jade, and it was like a 4-night cruise. So I don't, because of legalities, I don't know how much he's going to be able to show on that. But I'm hoping he's going to be able to get something out. But what he meant to us so much is he's really reached out to us. He gave us a lot of feedback in terms of things we can do to help improve technology-wise. We've added a lot just because of his, his knowledge and support. And don't be knocking that down. So Rob, thank you so much for that. If you guys haven't checked his channel, definitely check him out. He's a great guy. He's definitely a great friend of ours. And one of those bonuses that when you're a YouTube channel and you make contacts, they become special friends to you, and that's one of them there. As Greg makes a spill over here. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, I told you. So let's look at Greg as you clean up. Let's look to see if there's anything in the chat.
Well, that's a
So
good
chat
sign,
check.
too.
Brought to you by More Sunshine, please. Go West, young man. I don't know. So one more thing, Rob
These are
Fuzz.
all from him, by the way. I have
Rob
nothing to
Fuzz
do
is
with
going. They're doing a second Bon Jovi cruise. So if you guys are kind of interested in that, it's going to be on the Pearl. It's going to be out of Spain. So that's going to be interesting. But
That's the new one. I haven't
yeah,
taken
that's
tag
the
off
new
yet.
one that you're already
I'll just clean it.
doing it. So thank you guys. I noticed you're putting creator in there. Thank you so much. And definitely you guys, please check them out. Please, please, please. All right, you guys, now we're going to go down to the last half of the show where we are going to talk about our favorite Disney ship. You guys are going to talk about your favorite Carnival ship. So if you guys want to start with your number 5, and well, first of all, what ship it is, and then what start with number 5, what you liked about it.
Okay.
What's our favorite Carnival
Our
ship?
favorite Carnival ship is the Carnival Freedom. We've sailed it twice, and we actually have it booked again for October. So it was our very first Carnival ship, and everything else we kind of compared it to. And we've had some amazing Carnival cruises, but the Freedom was just kind of the right ship for us. And this last cruise that we finished in March, just absolute fantastic. Had an absolute blast. So much fun.
How
So,
old is that ship?
Go ahead, Greg. So our number 5 would be?
Oh, the best shows we have ever seen on with Carnival were on the Carnival Freedom on this last cruise. They were amazing, outstanding. They actually really had some good vocalists and some good dancers. That's not real typical of most Carnival cruises.
Yes.
You don't always have the best talent. It's enjoyable, but they don't always, they're not always the best.
Yes. And they had fantastic shows, and the comedians, the stand-up comedians, I'd say 3 of the 4 were absolutely fantastic. One gentleman we didn't particularly care for, but just so much fun. Just June.
Oh,
She
I
was
loved
hilarious.
her.
And it wasn't just the adult shows, it was the PG shows. The one guy, I don't remember his name, his PG show was better than his adult show.
Yeah.
It was just absolutely hilarious, and you can just kind of spend hours checking out the comedians and then catching Getaway Island was great. 80s to the Max was really good.
And then they rock the promenade. So when the show is over, the performers come outside and the cruise director, and they come into the atrium and they continue singing and dancing and interacting with the guests. It's awesome. I just love it.
Yes, it was just fantastic.
Yeah.
How old is that ship?
I think it was 2008. I think it's just 10 years. But on this last time that we sailed it, it had just come out of dry dock like 3 weeks prior. So they kind of redid the pool area. They added a couple different water slides. They new paint, new carpeting,
Refreshed the rooms.
The most comfortable bed we've ever been on.
Came home and bought everything for the bed.
Yes.
Because it was that comfortable.
Wow.
Yep.
I was going to ask one thing. Sorry. Do you think because it was your first cruise that might have made it more special too?
I think that has a lot to do with it. Our first cruise was on the Harmony of the Sea.
Liberty of the Seas
with Royal. Yeah. But that was our first Carnival cruise, was on the Freedom. I think it's a combination of the people on the ship, guests included, are always so warm and welcoming. And both times we've had really good cruise directors. You know, Malcolm Woohoo Burns on the first Freedom, and then we had Simon London on the second Freedom. And we just, both times, both cruise directors made us feel so special. It just was great.
Lots of fun.
All right, so good. That
Awesome.
sounds interesting. And Taser Travels, who also were on our the Carnival Bliss cruise. Carnival Bliss cruise. What the heck? The Norwegian Bliss cruise.
You just like
so
put them
definitely
together.
check his channel. He did a back-to-back, or
Hybrid.
they did a back-to-back cruise on another one right after that. So check there out if you kind of want to see what's going on with the Bliss too. You got a lot of perspective going on with the Norwegian Bliss during the same time that we did. Ours
Welcome, Matt Lake.
is the Disney
Dream.
So that was our first Disney ship that we had been on. It went in service in 2011, and it is 2,500. So it's not a big ship compared to the one that we just went on, which had 4,000 on it, but it is a lot bigger than the Magic and the Wonder, which is the first generation of the Disney ships.
It was only a 3-day cruise. We were trying to get our feet wet, and by the time it was over, we wanted to just dive right into the whole thing, but it had already ended. So
we're going on the Disney Fantasy, which is a sister ship of the Dream. We're doing that next February now, so we're excited of that. But I'd say let's hold off on this and say that would be number 1. So we'll go through the lineup there. So number 5 for us would be what, Greg?
Well, this is your favorite thing. So room with 2 bathrooms.
So one of the unique things about Disney rooms is there's 2 bathrooms. Now that doesn't mean there's 2 toilets, unless you want to use a sink as a toilet. There is a shower and a sink, so you can get ready in one. And then in the other one is the bathroom or the toilet. And a sink in there too. So that helps if you have multiple parties in there, and you don't have to wait for the person to get done in the restroom if they're taking a shower or something. So that was unique to have it. That was a big difference between a Norwegian and the Disney one. So number 5 for us was the Disney Dream and 2 bathrooms in there.
I say it's his favorite because when we go to Disney parks and stuff, he has like his favorite bathrooms that he thinks are the cleanest and nicest to use, and then the ones that aren't that nice to use. So that's why he's like big on the bathroom thing with the cruise, because it has 2 there. So there you go.
Moving along. All right.
Probably didn't come out right, but
Yeah.
I know what I mean.
All right, you guys. Number 4 for you on the Freedom.
Go ahead.
The morning show.
Yes.
On sea days, they have the morning show, and it's where typically the cruise director and the comedy director or the bingo director,
Another fun squad member.
will get up on the stage and just have a morning meeting, and they talk about the happenings on the ship. Typically, it's funny, it's lighthearted. You get to know your cruise director. You get to know, they always speak to people in the audience, and typically they have a giveaway or something like that. It's just a lot of fun. That one and the Welcome Aboard show. Those 2 are pretty much our favorites.
Yeah.
But the morning show is something we love about Carnival.
Yep. We'll get up early, eat breakfast, because the morning show is typically at 9 or 9:30. So we'll plan our day based on going to that and just hanging out. And you kind of get to know some little behind the scenes type stuff. And they just talk about what's going on, what the activities are. It's just a lot of fun, and you just kind of get to know some of the crew a little bit better.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. That sounds fun. All right, number 4 for us is
Where are you pointing? Oh, the Pirate Night and the fireworks. So the fireworks are on the same night as the Pirate Night, and Disney is the only one that has fireworks blasting from their ship. And fun fact, they're biodegradable. They actually turn into fish food when they hit the water it turns into fish food for all the fish to eat. So there is no pollution or waste or anything.
And what's cool about the pirate night is, one, you can dress up as a pirate, which we did. It was fun to dress up as that. And then they have special menu. They have, well, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but they have a special menu in the dining rooms, and it is Pirates Night. So that was always fun. And the waiters and all that are dressed up as pirates. And then you have the pirate show on the deck, and then it ends in with the fireworks. Now, every ship has a little bit different show. It's not going to be the same show. So it will always be a little bit different depending on what Disney ship you're on. So number 4 for us is the Pirate Night and the fireworks.
I think what was cool is that on the Disney Dream, it was a Halloween type cruise. So we didn't dress up as pirates on that one. We were our favorite superheroes, and kids actually came up to us and wanted to take pictures with us, which was really nice. And then when we did the Pirate Night on the Magic, I think the same thing happened to us. People, were saying how cool, our costumes looked, and I think we took some pictures with kids on that one too. So that was a lot of fun. So just to do those little extra things that you don't even think are going to happen.
Tina, the cruising librarian, said the Breakaway used to have fireworks in 2015. So that's interesting. Sherry Seacoos, welcome. She said, yeah, you two went out for the Pirates Night. So awesome. And we had that on our vlog. So that was really cool. Cruising Through Life with Cindy Hubert, welcome. She said she likes our, I think it was her that I read earlier, that she likes our excitement for Disney. We are huge Disney fans, and we are also huge cruising fans. So we have lovingly equal excitement. So Karen Carter, thank you for joining us. Okay, that leaves us to what? Number 3, are we? Number 3, guys. You're number 3 on the Freedom.
Okay, first, I would love to see those fireworks at sea. I bet that's awesome.
Yes.
So our number 3 on the Freedom, or pretty much any Carnival ship, but mostly on the Freedom, is we love the quick dining options. The guys, the Blue Iguana, the deli. And I especially appreciate that all of them have gluten-free options on demand. So I don't have to pre-order. I can just go up there and ask for a gluten-free option, and they will take care of it.
Yes. Guys Burgers, absolutely awesome.
Oh, yes.
Blue Iguana, the burritos, and then Pizza Pirate for pizza, and that's open 24 hours.
And at midnight, they have a different offering, don't they? And
I think from like 11 to 2, they'll have like lasagna, meatball subs, but I think some of that is now in the deli.
Oh, okay.
But it's just, it's not sit down for 2 hours, or luckily for us, Carnival's not 2 hours.
It's not.
But you just 5 minutes waiting in line, grab food, and you're good to go. And it's fantastic.
Yes, it's always delicious.
Yep.
Sorry, we had to take it off the mute. It looks like one of our lights went out, so we're half power right now. All right, our number 3 is Greg.
That you changed it on
I know.
me. It's the Palo Brunch. So that was a lot of fun, and that was our first time dealing with something so like fancy looking and everything. Like you have to dress nice, of course, and then you don't know when you're not used to that type of thing.
Well, you didn't explain what it is. So Palo Brunch there's only 2 restaurants that if you're on all 4 ships, the Palo is on all 4 one. They're an additional pay restaurant. There's only, if you're on the Dream and the Fantasy, they have Remy, which is also a more expensive restaurant, but there's only 2 that you can pay for. Palo is an upscale restaurant. So it's an Italian one. They're named after the poles that they use in Venice, because that's where the first Disney ship was made. So all of them have the Palo restaurant. And then Greg, I'm sorry to interrupt. What were you saying?
So basically, there's like a proper etiquette and everything. So they were kind of showing you around, where you get the food and everything. And you were kind of afraid to touch things at times because it just all looked so nice. You didn't know what to pick. You didn't know what you wanted to eat. And what are you doing?
Tom Henry's going to bed. Thank you, Tom. You're awesome.
Yes, thank you very much. So it was a different experience. And then we've actually gone to Palo again on the Magic for dinner. So we were kind of more used to that, but it wasn't brunch. It was different. So different setting and everything. But it was a lot of fun.
All right. We are now working our way to number 2. What's your guys' number 2?
Our number 2 is the Carnival Cruise Director. Let's see, we've sailed MSC, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, and Carnival. I'll be honest with you, Norwegian is probably the closest to Carnival as far as knowing and meeting Silas, who was our cruise director on the Bliss. He was fantastic. But MSC and Royal Caribbean, I have no idea who our cruise director was. And on Carnival, we can name every single cruise director with every single ship.
And special things about them.
Simon London was our cruise director on 2 of our cruises, Triumph and Freedom, and he's by far our best.
And Cookie. And
everyone's been very good.
I can't pick a favorite between Malcolm, Cookie, and Simon.
Simon's by far my favorite.
I love all 3 of them.
But just the amount of interaction they did, and just standing around talking to guests. That's why I was saying Silas is the closest thing to it, because you saw Silas around the ship all the time. He was the one leading the party at the white party and the different events. And you saw him talking to guests throughout the whole cruise.
We appreciate that.
And that's a big deal to us. But for us, just the Carnival cruise director and just how much energy these people have, I would kill for a tenth of the energy level these people have.
Yes.
So that's our number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, moderators, for keeping track. On some of them, though, just be careful on some of them, because I think one of them is just a misunderstanding. So be careful on that. But looks like we have some trolls in here, which I always say, if you get a troll in here, it means you're doing something good that people want to come in to disrupt. So thank you, guys. Number 2 for us is the rotational dining on the Disney ships. So what's unique for Disney is your waiters will go with you as you go through 3 different restaurants. So they'll have like the Animator's Palette one night. The next night, your waiters will go with you to, gosh, it's going to be a while since I can even remember some of them. There was the Tangled restaurant, Rapunzel's Royal Court, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And then there's also another one. So there's 3 restaurants, and your waiters go with you each
Lumiere's.
night. Lumiere's on one ship.
But we didn't do dinner. Well, I'm thinking of the Magic. Yeah. Okay.
And then the Enchanted Garden was the one that was on the Dream.
Yeah.
So the cool thing is your waiters know you, and they know what your menu is, your taste, and all that. And if you, like, for example, we wanted escargot every night, and they gave it to us every single night. So it's really cool to be able to experience something like that. They're themed, so they're all a little bit different. The menus are a little bit different, and that's one of the exciting things about doing that. Plus, you have your waiter that you really start to build relationships with. And if you go in with people from multiple tables, they become your friends. We've made several friends over on both of our cruises just from doing that. So for us on number 2 would be the rotational dining and the themed restaurants that they have on the Disney ship. All right, guys, what is your number 1?
Our number 1 favorite thing about the Carnival Freedom is
we love the family atmosphere, from the crew to the people to not customers, guests, customers, to the officers. It doesn't matter who it is. Everyone is always so happy on that ship. They're so friendly. Mm-hmm. Everyone is willing to chat and make conversation. It's really, really nice.
Walking down the hallway, hey, how are you doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, good evening. Just lots of interaction with different people, and it's just so much fun and so nice. The Bliss wasn't bad, but just not nearly as friendly as what we've experienced on Carnival.
Yeah, every Carnival ship.
Yes, every Carnival ship, every single person you said hi to or good morning or something, had a smile and good morning back, and it's just so much fun and just makes everything better when people are happy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just, I just absolutely love that. As Carnival, it's called the Carnival Freedom Family, and you truly feel like family on that ship. I mean, nobody like argues over seating, or you just never see any of that kind of thing.
Well,
And
if you look on YouTube, you can find it.
Okay, well, I've never seen it, and that's something that should be mentioned. There's a huge difference between a 3-day Carnival cruise and a 7-day Carnival cruise. Massive, major difference between the two of them.
One's a booze cruise.
One's not.
Yeah.
So, but it's just really, I mean, I just love it. Absolutely love it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm a little afraid of with Carnival, is that we're not like big party people. Like we like to have a good time and everything, but I don't want to be on a ship that's just a booze cruise, as you stated. So I think you told us that the 7 nights are better than the 3 nights, because the 3 nights are more of a, you don't have much time, get drunk, party, have fun. With 7 nights, it's more laid back and chill, and drink occasionally and have a good time.
Yes, I completely agree with that.
Yep.
And a 3-day cruise, even some of the 4 days are quite inexpensive, and they tend to run pretty big specials on those. So it kind of brings in the younger kids, and not that just because they're younger they're going to drink, but typically that's why they're on the ship, is it's 3 days, they have the drink package, there and back. So
it's a party.
It's a party, yeah. But we've never had that on a 7-day cruise.
Yep.
The most we had was over the summer on Carnival Magic in July. And we said we'd never cruise again. And that in July, that has nothing to do with the ship. That had everything to do with the children on the ship who weren't behaving. Carnival actually made announcements over the speaker about these kids.
Yes.
So that's not the ship's fault. That's the parents' fault.
Yeah, so that's why we typically don't cruise during the summer. That, and it's significantly more expensive.
Yeah.
If you cruise during the summer.
Yeah.
So
not that we don't love kids. We love kids. We just, these children were not behaving.
Yep.
We don't blame you at all. All right. So our number 1, Greg, is?
It is that one there. You switch it on me. That's the service. So the service is impeccable for Disney. I mean, anything that you want to eat, if they have it, they'll serve it to you. Like escargot, they didn't have it on the menu, but they would actually go to another restaurant if they had to and bring it to you, which is what they did for us. So I never had escargot, and after having it for the first time, it's like, okay, you want more. So, and just the garlic buttery goodness, I think, is what gets me. So I know it's snails, but it's still good.
we made friends with the crew members on our Disney ships every time. We didn't do that, like we're talking about, like on Facebook. We didn't do that on the Norwegian one. It's the air conditioning.
Oh.
It's 97 here and 94 here in Fresno area today. Can you believe that? 94. That's hot. So we had to put the air conditioning on, and it's only April.
It sounds like scraping on
so
metal.
we're not used to these sounds with the air conditioning. But the service, the Disney ships are older. They can't compare. It's not fair to compare a brand new ship of the Bliss to a Disney ship, which was out in 2011, or even the one we went on, which was built in 1999. But the level of service that Disney provides is top notch, and to us is worth the extra money to pay for it. So
72 in Florida, laugh out loud, says Matt Lake.
But it's only 26% humidity, so it's not as humid as it is back there. So a couple of the questions that came up, someone says, Barb says, if you're experiencing anything on the rough seas, do you take anything beforehand for it? I do. I also use these.
Oh, you found one.
I found one. These are called C-bands. So C-bands, you have to put them on at a certain spot. I talk about this on shows.
With the pressure point inward, not outward, like you had it before.
And it's supposed to hit a point where it's supposed to alleviate where you get the motion sickness. So I put them on both hands. I do that. I do Dramamine. I do that a day before. I do it every day I'm on the ship. And since my very first cruise back on the Premier Cruise Line in 1993, where I had a horrendous first night from being seasick, ever since then, and I've taken these precautions, I've never had any kind of problems. But do you guys have to worry about that, or do you guys get seasick?
We don't get seasick, but I get maldisembarkation syndrome. Is that the right word? It's got a big, long name. When I get off the ship is when my seasickness comes in, and I rock. Not literally, but my body feels like it's rocking, even though I'm completely still. I can equate it to like after you've been roller skating or ice skating, when you take your skates off, you still feel like you're moving and gliding across. That's what it's like.
And then the nice thing is, as you know, I'm talking to her, I'll just kind of do this, and then she's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I'm just standing here talking to you." And she's like, "Stop that."
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because on our very first cruise, I had no idea this was something that happened. And so we came off the ship and we were waiting in the little port area for our ride. And I was like, you know what, I need to run to the ladies' room. And so I got into the stall and I closed the door and I went to look down and I flat flew into the door because I was so dizzy. And I mean, I literally stopped. When I came out of the bathroom, I said to Rob, I said, are we on a pier? I mean, is this a floating dock? I mean, I am moving. And I had to come home and Google search because I literally thought there was something majorly wrong with me. It lasts about 2 months for me.
Yeah.
So
I get that like a week still after I'm on the cruise.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on the cruise.
I'm sure there's a word for it. Maybe a technical term. I don't know.
It's called cruise blues.
There you go.
We also had Mary Ellen Shaw join us, and we had Sharon at Sea. I believe it's Jamie on, and he says Sharon swears by the C-band. So, but you know, I don't know if it's just in the mind, because the first time I wore these, I wore them like this. This was sticking up, not on the pressure point.
Defeats the purpose. And
I didn't get sick, so maybe it's a mental thing too that I thought I had this on, and
Dramamine also helps.
It helps me a lot. That's probably the thing that helps me the most. Kevin from Orlando Parks Rover asked, "What's the difference between the Bliss food and the Disney food?" I would tell you, I was very impressed with the buffet on the Bliss, and I would say that was actually better. I thought it was better than on the Disney ship.
Doodad.
The other food, though, like the restaurants, if you compare the main dining room restaurants, the rotational ones, to the Norwegian ones, I would say the Disney one was better. So it's kind of you can't go wrong with either. I don't think any was bad that I couldn't eat any of it. I just saw some of them did things a little bit better than others.
I like the Disney buffet, I think, more, the layout. But then when I think about it, the one on the Bliss was actually a bigger buffet. Like they had
several stations.
Yeah, and some of them were the same. But then when I think about the one on the Dream, no, I'm getting that mixed up with the Magic, because the Magic one was smaller. The one on the Dream, I don't think I even remember the buffet on that one. I'm mixing it with the Magic. So, but yeah, I still liked the food on the Dream. So it was good.
Katie Roberts says, "We're going on the NCL Bliss on Sunday. We're bringing our 10-year-old and 12-year-olds. Cannot wait. They will have a really good time," because they also do have kids areas within that too.
Did I just hit my phone by mistake?
You did. Did you delete?
I'm sorry. No, Katie Roberts, I timed out. I'm so sorry. I think I hit something on my phone by mistake for 300 seconds. I am so sorry for timing you out. I did not mean to do that. I think my thumb just hit something. So I apologize.
And then we also had someone else asked, "Can you get a Dole Whip on the cruise?" I hear you can get the Dole Whip. We never got it, but I hear that you can do that. Adventures of Dave and Brandy's.
They cancel that?
They say you swear by Bonine, which is another instead of Dramamine. So I take that too. I take a pack of the Dramamine and Bonine just in case I either run out or I need to try something different. David and Aaron says peppermint is one good oil. So ginger, they say, is good too. So whether it's eating ginger candy, they say that's good for your stomach to help with that too. You guys, what did you, so comparing the Bliss to the Carnival, how did you think it stacked up? And would you still favor Carnival over NCL?
Bliss was by far the nicest ship we have been on.
And that includes Vista, some of the newer Carnival ships.
Yes, I would personally rank it Bliss, MSC Seaside as far as, but those were also two ships.
Brand new.
Brand new, one like a month old and the other one 6 months old. So that's just a huge advantage. I'm kind of very curious to see what the Mardi Gras looks like. We sail that in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as just niceness of the ship, Bliss was by far the nicest ship. We just prefer cruising Carnival. It's just a lot more fun, a lot more. And the nice thing is, try and do things you normally wouldn't do. And if you don't like it, leave. Do something else. The one time we went, we're like, the hairy chest contest? Really? Do I really want to see this? Absolutely hilarious.
Uh-oh.
So
that's a kid, sorry.
So just kind of do things like Simon says, do things outside your comfort zone.
Yeah, and that's Carnival allows that a lot. They do a lot of really fun things, exciting things. And we saw some of that on the Bliss, but not, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Not nearly as much as you do on the Carnival. The Carnival shows have, 70s, 80s, 90s trivia. So, and it's where they're in the atrium and they're singing the song. So they play the song and you have to guess the song. And then there's a sing-along and there's dancing and there's a lot. And it's just so much fun.
Yes.
But there's also quiet spots. There's also places where you can get away and experience some quiet. So just feel like there's something for everyone. Whereas I do have to worry on the Bliss and on the Seaside, had we not been with friends, we might have been a touch bored. I know that sounds terrible, but there wasn't always an opportunity to see something comedy you couldn't get into half the time. And on the Bliss,
the one thing I would like to congratulate NCL on was the no smoking areas.
Oh, that's fantastic.
They had a completely enclosed area in the casino for smoking.
Carnival is improving their smoking policy.
Yes, they've really started cracking down.
Yes.
And there was one area kind of on the back to the side for smoking, whereas like on the MSC Seaside, you basically, if you were going out to the back pool, you had to walk through the smoking area to get there, and that was just...
It was too much. You couldn't even go back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the library, if you opened the doors, it came in.
Yeah,
but,
the smoke came in.
Yeah, but between the Bliss and Carnival, Bliss is still our #1 most favorite ship as far as design and everything goes. But we still love freedom. We still love Carnival the most.
Very good. Yeah. So, Greg, for you, would you say you like Disney or... would you go on a Norwegian cruise, which is obvious because we have 2 coming up. So I guess we kind of gave that away.
I'm never going to go on Norwegian again. Never. No.
So now that you've been on the Norwegian cruise, what were you surprised about that makes you look forward to cruising with them again?
I like the difference. I mean, I love Disney. We never thought that we would go non-Disney on a non-Disney cruise, but I'm glad that we did because it gave, a difference of what Disney doesn't have. They don't have a casino. I didn't gamble at the casino, but they don't have one at Disney, but they have one here. It was a little more on the glamorous side, I guess, with the Bliss. At first, when I first saw the chandelier, I thought, okay, that's a little too much. And then it kind of grew on me. I actually did like it. I liked the grand staircase with the glass steps and the blue lighting, although I was very careful going up and down those steps. But I just like the difference of it. So Norwegian and Disney, they're both very nice ships. The only other one that we are going to be trying at some point is Royal Caribbean. I'm still iffy on Carnival, but hearing what you guys are talking about with Carnival, you know, the breeze that you guys, or the Freedom, I think, was your favorite one.
Yes.
Yeah. So that might be one, you know, to try at some point, or maybe even the newest one, the Mardi Gras, because it is newer. So, you know, hopefully, you know, the energy and everything is good for that one.
I'd like to go on the Panorama. It sails out of Long Beach for California boys, so that would be a lot different experience for us. So the Mardi Gras, the thing I like about that is the paint scheme is different. So I like Disney ships. I like the look of the Disney ships. The Panorama or the Mardi Gras is got a completely different paint scheme for Carnival, and I think that's incredibly exciting for them to change it. It signals a new era, I believe, for what their ships are going to be like. So that's cool. And our group cruise is on the Symphony of the Seas in next year, September of 2020. So we're going to be trying another cruise line to see how that's going to be. So we're excited about doing that. So
I hope Katie Roberts is still here. I am so sorry that I timed you out. It was not on purpose. So if you're here, I hope you are still here. Okay, and okay, so that one I did remove because that was another troll. So, but
all right, guys,
thank you.
So, you guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know it's getting late, especially for those on the East Coast, so we should be wrapping things up. But a little bit about what's going on with your channel coming up that you guys might want to talk about.
Go ahead.
Well, this is cruise season for us, travel season for us. So we'll be traveling with Para DJ to Alaska, and then again with Para DJ and Team Carl and Donna to
In September.
Yes, in September on the Valor out of New Orleans, and then we get to see Half Moon Cay for the first time in October back on the Carnival Freedom again. So we're really excited about that.
And we're going to Nashville.
Yes, I'm going to go to Nashville and meet the girls. We're having a YouTube girls little meetup with Georgia Sunshine and Southern Yankee, PK Mom Life, Kelly Schaffner.
Christina Brawley.
No, Christina Brawley. I'd fall out.
I'm sorry, Kelly Schaffner.
Kelly Schaffner, yeah. So we're Yvette Renee. Very excited about that, and yeah, so we're excited, and we kind of have some new stuff starting on the channel, but most importantly, we have packing videos coming up.
Yes.
That is our #1 requested video, is packing for cruise, packing for Alaska, packing for Spirit, packing videos.
Yes.
So those are coming.
Yep.
So for us, what we have coming up, we're still releasing our Bliss cruise vlogs. We probably have about 4 or 5 going on. And then once those get done, we are going to do a smackdown, round 1 between NCL and Disney, because we're going to have round 2, because we'll be going on the Norwegian Escape in September, the Disney Fantasy in February. So we'll soon have round 2 of that, where there'll be a smackdown number 2 to see how the ships compare. After 3 cruises of each, we'll kind of know what to expect on those. So awesome. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes.
Those of you who might have
for you
not
guys.
seen us,
Thank you.
this might be the first time seeing us. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you follow us, whether we're doing our Disney stuff or our cruising stuff, since we do love to explore doing both. Favor and Robert, can't thank you guys enough. You guys are so awesome. When we were going on this cruise and we knew we were going to meet you, we were so excited, and we were able to meet you guys a couple times during the cruise. And it was such a great experience to meet you guys, for you guys to be on our live show now. We love you guys. You guys are awesome. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much. The next time you guys are on a cruise with us, we have to go on the track, because we never got to do that. That was one thing we never got to do.
You got it. Yes.
Robert was racing.
No, not the racetrack. The track to walk or run.
Oh, run.
Yeah.
That's right. So any last words, you guys, that you'd like to say?
Whoops, I keep hitting mute. We are so excited to have met you guys. It was really, really very special for us, and I'm really glad to do this. This was a lot of fun tonight. It's the first time we've ever done anything like this. We really, really enjoy it.
Very cool.
Yes.
And Favor can run with you. I'll just hang out and have breakfast.
Yeah, I absolutely love to run on ships. I unfortunately got sick on the Bliss, and so I was unable to meet with the guys. It's the first and only cruise I've ever been sick on, and half was my fault. I can't wait to meet you guys again on a ship when we can go run together. And yeah, Panorama. That's the ship we should all book again. That's on our list. We had it booked for May 2020 and moved it for our group cruise. So for sure, we'll all cruise on the Panorama together.
Yep, Mexican Riviera cruise.
Yeah, but it's our pleasure. It was so nice to meet you guys. And yeah, this is a lot of fun. And we appreciate so much all your help and all your support. And it's been great.
Yep.
We've made some really good friends. So thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Yep, the cruising family is so much fun.
Yeah, we want to thank all the moderators. I know we had several trolls on tonight, so thank you for blocking and reporting. I know Rob Fuzz reported, I think, all of them.
Mike and a lot of people did.
Yeah. Well, I mean reported, but Bob and Ashley and Jim and Mike were blocking some of them, so thank you.
And the thing, you guys, we don't take it personal because a lot of people just do it for fun. And they jump on there and they do it. And there's nothing else for them to do. So you got to get hard skin in this YouTube business.
But the show was fun. We had a lot of fun. So thank you, everybody.
Yes. Thanks again, you guys. Please check out the channels that have been in here if you guys haven't, and make new friends and subscribe to them. And with that, Explorers, as we like to end our show, as Walt Disney says,
we are just getting started. Everybody have a nice night.
And thank you. I can find the ending.